Hi, this is Christy with Guidepost to Wellness. Welcome back to all you viewers out there that have seen other videos on my channel. You know that I like to talk about the 4 foundations of wellness: sleep, nourishment, rest and relaxation, and movement and exercise. Well, today I want to talk about sleep. And there are so many different facets to wellness that I think that a lot of times sleep is kind of one that gets tossed to the side, that's a little bit underrated. And there are a lot of things that we can do pretty easily to help improve our sleep. And I'll put some links down below to some blog articles about the significance of being sleep deprived and how it affects our health and everything like that. And what I wanted to talk about today is really about the bedroom and the sleeping haven in and of itself. I've talked about how foods can affect your sleep. I'm going to talk more about exercise and sleep. But today, when we talk about the bedroom, this is an area that we can make improvements on pretty quickly and pretty easily. And there's some things that people just don't realize because they have gotten into habits. These habits can last from being kids or in college or different things like that. But I've noticed, even as I visit relatives and different people, that there are a lot of ways that people sleep that are probably not serving them, and they've just gotten into these habits. So let's talk about the sleep environment in and of itself, okay? So I'm a big proponent of letting the bedroom be the bedroom. Now, I will say that working from home based on space and things like that, I do have a workspace where I do work from in my bedroom, but that's one small area of it. And I think it's important in general to make sure that if you are going to work in the bedroom, that you don't work on the bed. We want to make sure that the bed stays for what it's designed for, which is sleeping and sexual activity, and not for eating, not for watching TV, and definitely not for working. So I think another thing that people don't realize too, and I've noticed this with myself, that a cluttered room can really impact your state of mind. And I've noticed this just in my house in general, let alone the bedroom. So you want to make your bedroom as tidy as you can, push things out of the way, organize, and just make it your safe haven. If you can try to look at your bedroom from an adult perspective, maybe not as a kid and a teenager, and keep the colors a little bit more tranquil. Studies have been done that show that people sleep better in blue rooms or earth tones or low tones like that. But I remember when I was a teenager, I had all kinds of crazy colorful posters and bright colorful things in my room, and as an adult I wouldn't, because I find that distracting now. But you can help make the room, smell better, maybe using aromatherapy. I like lavender. You can either spray it on your pillow, or you might have a diffuser or something like that. Another thing that I've noticed, a lot of people don't sleep in the dark. And interestingly enough, the pineal gland is so sensitive to light, and it's the gland that helps produce melatonin, which helps us sleep. And it's so sensitive to light that even the glow from electronics or clocks or things like that can disrupt it and cause you not to sleep as restfully. I really noticed this. I remember when I was going to my mom's, and I realized that her vision wasn't as good, but she had nightlights everywhere. And to me, I literally had to get a sleep mask because it was too bright for me. I used to, when I would stay at hotels when I was traveling for business, I would put towels underneath the edge of the door to block the light from the hallway. So it's really good to make sure that you're keeping your room as dim and as dark as possible. I'm so sensitive to it that I've noticed that if the charging light is on my electric toothbrush in the bathroom, when I get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, I don't fall asleep as well. So if that light is visible before I go to bed, I try to make sure that I cover it up with like a washcloth or a towel or something like that. So think about how can you make your room darker. If it is something that you want to invest in, some blinds or some darkening shades or something like that. I know when I was younger, I could sleep anywhere. I could sleep in the bright sunshine, but not so much anymore. So that is something to take a look at. Now, one thing about the temperature of the room, this isn't something you can always control completely, but studies show that between 60 and 67 degrees and 30 to 40% humidity is the ideal sleeping temperature. Now, that can be really hard in the summertime. I know that we have an air conditioner in our bedroom, but our room is never, below 70. But I do know that even it's September and it's starting to cool down. There have been a couple nights where we've tried to keep the windows open, and even though the temperature was nice and cool in the 60s, it was so humid that it was miserable and I didn't sleep well. So that is definitely a factor. And in the wintertime, I think it's important to realize that if the room gets too dry, that can cause you to be stuffy and not sleep well as well. So some things to think about with that. Again, summertime, there are cooling pads that you can invest in, cooling pillows, definitely fans. I'm not one that likes to have the air blow on me, but some people do. Wintertime, I think it's a little bit easier. We have a dual control mattress pad, which is great because that can help warm things up just a little bit. I actually sleep in socks because studies show too to keep your extremities warm will help you fall asleep faster. So think about your room from that perspective. How cool is it? How hot is it? Are you and your partner always fighting over the covers? Then maybe you need to get 2 twin sheets and 2 blankets underneath. A lady that I work with, they have a split king so that she can actually get a mattress heater and also use a blanket and stuff where her husband gets too warm with that. So think about things like that to keep the temperature ideal so that it's cool enough so that you can snuggle down and sleep well. Now, one of the things about distracting noises, this is one too that some people I've talked to fall asleep with the television on. And I think that that's more of a habit than really something that works well for them. And I don't think, based on how well I know them and everything and how they always seem to be fatigued, I don't think it's really serving them well. I'm not a fan of having a television in the bedroom anyway, unless, perhaps you're a long recovery and an invalid or something. But I think that having it too quiet can be bad and too noisy can be bad. So I think things like white noise, like a fan, can be really good. There's some sleep entrainment. Sleep Salon is great. I'll put the links down below for that, where you can put this on a loop and it is going to be designed to help get your brain waves down, but it's also really soothing noise like soft rain or things. Though I did find, as I was listening to one, it was supposed to be delta waves and help keep you asleep, but it was whale calls, and the ocean and the water noises I found very comforting, but then all of a sudden you'd hear the weird whale noises. Oh, that did not work well for my sleep. So, figure out what is kind of a distracting type of noise and help block that out. I know that my husband sometimes will stay up later than I am, and if I don't have a fan on and he's watching something with like vocals, it distracts me, and it's like my brain wants to try to listen and hear what they're saying. So that's important to eliminate those distracting noises and things. And then the last one I think is one that there may be some expense here because we're talking about what you're sleeping on. And I think it's important to try to find the best mattress that you can. I know that we have a Sleep Number, which works well, and then we've put memory foam on top of that so that it's soft enough to cushion you, but can be firm enough to really support you. Again, that allows you to have the different settings. If somebody else likes a firmer mattress and you might like a comfortable one. The split king, like I mentioned, can be a good one where you can get 2 different toppers to your mattress. So that can definitely be an expense, but it's really an investment. And I would say, be careful where you buy your mattress from and make sure that they have a good policy where you can check it out and make sure that you're buying the right bed for you. Since we do spend a good third to, or so, 8 hours, yeah, so a quarter to a third of our time in bed, you want to make sure that you have the right mattress. But the other thing that goes with that are your sheets. I don't know if you've ever slept on really rough sheets. It just doesn't feel good. You want to feel warm and cozy in the wintertime, and you want to feel cool in the summertime. So you want to make sure that your sheets fit with that. If you want a really nice, smooth, cool cotton, some people like satin. And then we definitely like to have flannel in the wintertime because it just really seems to be cozier and help us sleep. And another thing too is pillows. And I've known folks that it's like they've never replaced their pillows. My parents, it was like they never replaced their pillows. And I think it's important to understand that you have the right pillow, and it's okay to upgrade, get new pillows. There are cooling pillows if you're a hot sleeper. You want your pillowcase to be nice. If you want a nice cool side to your pillow, then get a nice smooth silky pillowcase, and then make sure that you get a pillow that matches your sleep position. And I think it's kind of cool now, pretty much anywhere you go, that they have the pillows labeled, so that if you're primarily a back sleeper, it's going to provide a little bit of a different support. If you are a side sleeper like I am, I'm a big time side sleeper, then you're going to have a different pillow need than if you are a back or a stomach sleeper. And they also make other pillows. I'm actually considering getting a pillow that goes underneath my side so that my shoulder and my hips are more supported and I don't sink down in the middle. And I definitely use a second pillow between my knees. I've used body pillows before, but sometimes they're just so big and cumbersome that it's just, more than what you might be interested in. But I think it's important to think about the right types of pillows. Now, the last point I'm going to take is for those of you that have pets. My parents had dogs. They always slept with them. Didn't really seem to impact their sleep. I think it really just depends on the animal. I've got several cats, and some of them are great sleepers. One cat, she's finally starting to grow up. She's 3. When she was a kitten, we had to lock her up at night, but now she's a great sleeper. She sleeps either at the foot of the bed, out of the way, or even on the cedar chest, and you don't even know she's there. But we've got 2 other cats that we usually have to lock away because they like to sleep on me and on the hug pillow, and that just gets in the way. One, in the summertime, they're very hot. Cats have a natural body temperature of 100 degrees. You have this little heater machine right there, and then they want to be right there with me. And if they move, or if I try to roll over, then I've got to move them, and it just gets to be annoying. So a lot of times they end up getting locked out of the bedroom. So think about that too. If your pets are disrupting your sleep, then they need to be somewhere else. So hopefully you found some of these, something here, maybe some ideas of things that you can improve your sleeping environment, because again, sleep is such a foundation. You can be doing so many things correct in the other areas, but if you're not sleeping well, you're not giving your body the time to rejuvenate. And like I said, I'll put the links down below to some of the articles and videos that I've done on the effects of sleep deprivation, and you'll understand why I kind of harp on it a lot. I love to sleep. I know I need to sleep. I always have. And some people may not need to sleep as much, but again, it's really quality over quantity. So hopefully you find some good tips here and you'll sleep better tonight.